As always, we start every show with the wrong button again. Damn it. All right, we'll be right this time. It'll be right this time. We're going to start the show with the best thing we saw this weekend. And listen, this looked like a fucking YouTube skit. I'll let the video play.
Bye-bye. Home run. Trey Phelps gives Georgia the lead.
I mean, this is a YouTube skit. Even the second baseman being like, "Oh, come on, man, really, really," and then right here, little backhand, Trey Phelps, and just for good measure, this is my favorite part right here. If somebody brought out actual ones and started throwing ones up in there, it would actually be a Key and Peele skit. But for those that don't know,
I think they may have just thrown Trey Phelps out of the
Trey Phelps got thrown out of this game. This is a regional final against Liberty, and this umpire tossed this dude for hitting a fucking I mean, listen, guys, you went a little above and beyond, I will say. I'm not one to judge. I'm not one of those old timers that are like, "Oh, the bat flips are in the game." No, the PCA home run the other night when everybody was chanting "overrated" and he just jacked it into the stands and threw his bat in there. It was on the most badass shit in the world. It makes for good clips. It makes for good content. And I mean, yeah, sure. Should he not grab his nuts there and tell his team to, do something with his mouth with it? Of course. I think that's a bit of an exact. You probably shouldn't take it that far. But let the kids play. That's what I gotta say. That's what I got. I mean, look, come on. Oh, I could never. Listen, here's one thing. I could never be that cool. I could never pull that off. You know what? Actually, the irony in the fact that I could never pull this off is actually going to be an amazing YouTube video. We should do this one day. One of these days. Hold on, let me check something real quick, guys. We gotta make sure everything's going good in the neighborhood. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. It's just panting. We're good. We good, Scarlett. We good. So Trey Phelps, keep doing what you're doing, man. Listen, I might have stolen my own comment here, low key, like a Key and Peele skit. It is what it is. Let's get into the next topic. The next best thing I saw this week was MrBeast Jet winner Jabari Brown, otherwise known as Captain Treezey, was reportedly arrested in Paraguay in connection with a marijuana trafficking case. After authorities allegedly found 577 pounds of cannabis aboard a private plane linked to him. Now, guys, when this story first broke, everybody and their mother on the internet said the same thing. It was like, how could you win a fucking airplane and go straight to the trap game? How could you do it? And let me tell you, I would normally call foul. I would, because I think, you got to give the kid a chance. You got to give people the benefit of the doubt. But listen, this guy went by the name Captain Treezey. I mean, if I'm not going to call foul on that, but for those that don't know, tree is another word for weed. It's like if you ran a yacht business and you called yourself Captain Cocaine and you got caught with a bunch of cocaine, like, of course, like, people are going to immediately think that you're guilty. But you know what actually happened? This motherfucker, it was, he was fine. He was briefly detained. Look at the shout out community notes. Jabari Brown was briefly contained and hired as a co-pilot, but released without charges. What I found funny about this is they were flying from Miami. I've never heard of anybody flying drugs out of the United States into another country. That I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but this is a whole non-story where this guy basically won a private jet on MrBeast's show. Then he got hired as a pilot on something. It wasn't even his plane. It wasn't even his plane, but everybody on the internet, because of the clip, because of the MrBeast clip, they're all saying same shit. How could you do it? How could you? Well, now we know. He wasn't really doing anything. They didn't really know what was going on. And these guys had all disguised it as like musical instruments and shit. So listen, Jabari Brown, maybe change from Captain Treezey to something a little more innocuous. That's all I'll say. Is it really? Lion. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta check something, guys. That's a typo. Oh, we good. That's live. That's live. That's live. But there is a typo in my thing. It looks live. It looks live. I'm getting reports that we're not live, but that looks like me right there. Looking up that it's live. So I think we're good. Let's check YouTube. Just a little bad radio for you guys. It's okay. Let's see. YouTube doesn't look like it's live. Let's see. Huh. YouTube isn't live. That is weird. Is it because I have this? Let's see. Let me try this again. Oh, there you go. I'll tell you exactly why YouTube wasn't live. Sale of regulated goods. All right, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but YouTube's not going to be right. Hold on. YouTube got taken down. Oh, I know exactly why. Because in the description, he got busted for marijuana. Damn, that's hilarious. Take action. Take training. I'm gonna appeal. We're a news site, guys. Come on, we should be able to talk about this shit. Anyways, all right, let's get back into the show. This is bad radio. I know we got like 2 minutes of it, but it is what it is. You know, I guess if you put somebody got busted for marijuana in the description, they're not the biggest fans of that shit. But it's all right. By the way, in the future, you can just chat me in the chat. You don't got to ping me on the side. It's all good to have it live in the chat. All right, let's get into the next topic. Or let's get into the footy section of the back page. We are officially in the World Cup month, guys, and I'm just gonna let it play. Just gonna let it play. Found this YouTube video from, or not YouTube, Twitch video from XBay Football. Some guy in South Africa with a Windows 7 apparently made this, but guys, I cannot wait for this fucking World Cup. Let's go. I mean, how could you not be getting hyped for this shit, guys? We are less than 2 weeks away. Fuck, it's next Thursday, isn't it? We are less than a week or 9 days away. Come on. If this doesn't just get you excited, I don't know what will. I'm sorry. Now listen, I might be trying to distract myself from the fact that Arsenal fucking blew this shit the other day. But I got to do the World Cup preview. I got to do it because look, guys, here's what's going on. We are going to be live streaming every single day during the group stage. So we're going to be in, I think, 8 or 9 different cities. Those cities are Dallas, Toronto, Boston, New York, Lisbon, Amsterdam, Miami, Atlanta, and New York. During the group stage, we'll be in Dallas, Boston, Toronto, and maybe KC, maybe even LA, who knows. But we're planning to basically do a World Cup special show. We'll recap the games. We'll talk about the upcoming games. We'll then do some IRL streaming with some fans in the World Cup zones, doing some fan interviews and the likes. We will basically be covering the World Cup front to back, and hopefully England played better than Arsenal fucking did in that goddamn final. For those that didn't watch this past weekend, the Champions League final concluded with Paris Saint-Germain beating my beloved Arsenal on penalty kicks 4-3. Oh man, it was tough. I was out in Tampa. We were at McDitton's in Tampa. If you've never been, it's one of the best footy pubs in. Jesus Christ, I'm getting blown up on my phone right now. You put on D&D. One sec, y'all. We were at McDitton's on Saturday for the game. If you've never been there, it is genuinely one of the best pubs in Florida for footy action. There's probably 500 plus Arsenal fans. My girlfriend was like, I didn't even know there was this many Arsenal fans in Florida. I mean, it genuinely was incredible. The Kai Havertz goal was incredible. But for those that didn't watch the game, or for those that did, it ended up being 1-1. It ended up being a bit of a fucking snoozer because Havertz scored early in the 6th minute. And really, Arsenal and Arteta shifted into a low block basically immediately, which Arsenal got criticized for it. And to be fair, you know, they had the lowest possession share in a Champions League final in their modern era. So it's close to 25% possession. I mean, but can you actually blame Arsenal for Arteta for doing what they did? Like, of course, you know, you could have set up in a bit of a mid block, but you know, you had the lead. And to credit, Arsenal hadn't given up a goal from open play. You know, throughout the Palace game where the game didn't even matter, they hadn't given up a goal from open play since they played City over a month ago. So can you blame Arteta for saying, fuck it, we got the lead, let's sit back? No, of course, hindsight's 2020. You know, could they have gone with a bit of a mid block and countered a little better? Maybe, right? We saw this, and I think it's kind of shitty because Arteta and Arsenal are getting the criticism of being this like anti-football, right? But PSG did the same exact shit against Bayern when they went up. The only difference is they got the wings that they have and the attacking power that they have at PSG is like is the best in the world. It really is. So, you know, can you blame Arteta for getting a cheap goal early and then sitting back on his heels? I mean, technically it worked. They didn't score a goal from open play. You know, you could argue that if Timber gets subbed at halftime and plays a full half, this discussion isn't about how Arsenal didn't win. Arsenal actually won it, right? You know, they gave up a goal on a penalty kick, and Dembele buried it like he does. You know, one of the best players in the fucking world. But I mean, it's a tough way to end such an incredible season for the Arsenal, man. They really were. You know, obviously the jokes were flying around. You know, they ended the 20-year drought just to score in the 6th minute and say we're not going to play football anymore. It's not untrue. It's not. I mean, but if you I mean, this is PSG did the same thing. Now I get that it was a mid block, and look at the shots, but this is also because they're playing an opponent, so they're a little more stretched thin, and they have better wings, so they were able to get the ball out there. Not to mention, Hakimi is he's one of the best. He is arguably one of the best defenders in the world, and he actually played in the game against Arsenal. So, you know, credit to PSG though. I gotta say, like they were the best team. Full stop. They're built for winning the Champions League. They have one of the best coaches in the world. They have one of the best offenses in the world. And it truly was the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Like, the best defense was against the best offense. And yeah, sometimes that might fucking suck to watch. I get that. And there's a lot of people that, well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of unity in the world right now. Because you either love Arsenal and you're excited for the future, or you hate Arsenal and you had the most beautiful hate watch material ever. And it was like a great unification of everybody on the internet where you just really, you picked one lane and you stuck in it. So it was I want to say incredible because it's hard to say it was incredible when you look at the two legs that you had with Bayern and PSG, which you had, you know, an aggregate of 9 goals, an aggregate of 13 goals. Whereas Arsenal, you know, it was a 1-1 draw and it went to pens. And for those that don't know, the pens, the two people that missed the penalties are Gabriel and Eze. Premier League and Champions League are the worst when it comes to copyright. So we cannot show you the exact thing that happened, but I can show you afterwards. Shout out Marquinhos. He's the Brazilian teammate of Gabriel, and Gabriel missed the last penalty, skied it over the bar. And Marquinhos, PSG player, all his buddies are running over. And, I mean, this is heartbreaking, honestly. It really is. He sucks. Feel for the guy, man. I really do. Prayers to Arsenal faithful, though. Jersey sales up 350% since that day. The Arsenal faithful or the trolls, I'm not sure, but one or the other. Listen, it was some good troll material. I can't lie. I had somebody send me a what's it called? It was a picture of Gabrielle in a beauty pageant, and his name was Miss Penalty. I mean, just some good shit. But I will tell you what, guys. Declan Rice, man. I will. This is copium alert. Heavy copium alert. Arsenal fans, listen up. Non-Arsenal fans, fuck you. All right, you had your fucking fun this past weekend. Here's the heavy copium. Kroenke just got the taste of victory of lifting a fucking Premier League trophy. You know, Kroenke went and fucking did this afternoon. He went and traded for Myles Garrett in the NFL and for the Rams. This man this man plus this man right here, Declan Rice, with this reaction afterwards.
Being one of them was when they got in behind us, and that is something almost to be proud of because they're so.
I would watch the fuck out. It's a blessing in disguise. Because look, we win the double this year. I mean, I'm not saying Kroenke wouldn't go invest in the team that's done them so well over the last handful of seasons, but you know, it could be different. But now there's a lot of hunger. Now there's a lot of, you know, pain, if you will. And they're not the only team to have gone through this, right? Liverpool did the same thing. They lost and they won the following season. So I do think you're going to see a different level from Arsenal. Or I could also just straight say you might see a different level from Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka in the World Cup. Like I think this is one of the best, I want to say starting 11, but one of the best structures of a team that England's ever put together. As much as I want my boys, the Arsenal boys, to take the fucking month off, I think we could see something special out of them. But I mean, credit the PSG guys, and you know, credit to a handful of these dudes. William Saliba, he sounds like he's going to be out of the World Cup. Sounds like Arsenal's anticipating him to be unavailable when the season starts. I think he took a knee to the back a month or so ago. So I mean, he's fighting through injuries. I know Saka's fucking hamstring fell off his leg basically last year, and then he dealt with a re-aggravation of that. He's nursed himself back. I mean, there's so many people in this squad. Even Timber just being able to play, you know, extra time. I get it didn't go the result that we wanted, but there's so many players on this team that really put their fucking nuts on the line that win this shit. And you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, fucking shout out Arsenal, man. For real. For real. Now, I will say, this was tough. This was tough because they ended up having to go and do the parade the next day. There's got to be, I mean, I get that, you know, this is pre-scheduled. There's nothing we can do about it. But it's just a bad look. Bad look. But look at, I mean, this is a good look, though. We never know with AI these days what's fucking real, what's not. But reported 1.5 million people, apparently the biggest parade in history. You know, I wasn't in London myself, but I have family that were, and it sounded like London was red the entire day, guys. And so it's the sport has such support behind it, and like I said, it's you got either you're hating Arsenal or you loving Arsenal, but either way, you're loving the sport. And I think it's just we're in for a treat for the World Cup. I keep seeing people be like, "Hey, there's no hype for the World Cup." No, guys, listen, this shit's gonna start taking off, and once the World Cup actually kicks off, it will go absolutely nuts. I mean, this is what it means. Unbelievable. Absolute scenes. I can't imagine what it would have been like if we actually pulled this motherfucking thing off. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get into some extra market updates. Let me switch to my little. Oops. There we go. Arne Slot is leaving Liverpool. Man, I got a feel for the guy. I don't really at all. You know, everybody criticized Arsenal for the way they played. Go pull up the PSG Liverpool game. You know, let's do it actually. You think we were bad, you motherfuckers? You want to see what bad looks like? I feel wronged. What happened here? There we go. I swear they didn't have no shots on target. That's what it was. I mean, that is not. I mean, they looked a lot better in this game, I guess. But anyways, Arne Slot out as the coach of Liverpool. It was reported that not a single person thanked the gaffer, which ended up being false because DK, Gravenbach, Curtis Jones, Rio, Frimpong, and Virgil all wrote messages. So people online saying that they hate him, you know. Now Mo Salah didn't say anything. I'll say that. But we don't talk about it on a live minute on the show, but the reality is Liverpool dealt with fucking tragedy this past year, guys. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to give these guys a little bit of slack. But, you know, the way that this team has been able to, I guess, not produce after spending $500 million is why the man got sacked. So in his place, we're bringing Andoni Iraola from Bournemouth. Obviously had an incredible season with that team. Basically, every single top 6 team they played, they competed against or beat. They obviously beat Man City on the last game, or sorry, they almost beat Man City if it wasn't for that Holland goal in the last minute. They drew against Man City to secure the title for the Arsenal. But, you know, it's Liverpool still maintained a decent result. They're still going to be in Champions League next year. They didn't win any trophies. So for a down year where you're dealt with tragedy with one of your best players, especially one of your like key guys who's really close to everybody, I think it's a decent consolation for an otherwise really shitty season from hell for Liverpool. They managed through it all. They still have a bright future. And we'll see what they do in the transfer market this upcoming couple months. Outside of that, in the transfer market, we had Anthony Gordon signing with Barcelona, fully official. Newcastle Saudi owners have accepted the bid for 70 million euros with a final package of up to 80 million. Feel for my Geordie boys. Anthony Gordon is a fucking man. I'm sure this was to be expected. He learned Spanish as a young age so he could eventually play for Barcelona. So, you know, you can't really fault the guy for doing that. I will say it might cause a little turmoil in the locker room because Rashford was the one playing there last season in his position on the left wing. Obviously, Anthony Gordon and both Marcus Rashford play for the England national team. Marcus Rashford has reported to Miami already, and I think, you know, is it going to create a little bad blood? Maybe. I think there's obviously club and country, and these guys care a lot about their country, and they have a lot of pride. And I don't think it's really going to matter that much, but, you know, it's got to be a little awkward. Fucking, especially, I mean, now it's on the Tuchel. It's like Anthony Gordon got this job from Rashford because he tracks back, he defends well. So does that mean Anthony Gordon's probably going to start over Rashford? And then you're bringing Rashford in as kind of like a change of pace, free kick specialist. I don't know. I do think he probably starts. Oh shit, let's see. I think I might have got a verdict on my YouTube stream. Come on, YouTube. We've reached a decision on your appeal. Hey, we're back. We're back on YouTube. Let's go. That's why we appeal that shit. That's why we appeal that shit. It says sending data, though. It doesn't seem like it's live. Let's see. Say, oh, these motherfuckers. You kidding me? All right, hold on. We're gonna have to change some things up real quick. These guys actually like fucked me. They fucked me real good. It's bad radio. I know, guys. I know. But there's really no point to sending people to dead links. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, my boy? So we're gonna kill the YouTube links. And then we're gonna go back to what we were doing. Damn, I can't believe they do that to me. All right, it's all right. It's all right. Appreciate you, YouTube, for putting my 6-minute video back live. You assholes, for realizing that your AI messed up. All right. Back on track. So where were we? We were talking about Anthony Gordon. Yeah, we talked enough about Anthony Gordon. So I do think he probably gets a start at the top of the England team. And yeah, we'll see. It does sound like Rashford might also be coming back to Barca. I would love Rashford at Arsenal, right? I mean, I'm talking about it here in a second with our summer needs, but the next big one was, well, here's Anthony
also
Gordon.
didn't invest so much money in a new footballer. So how do you bear that responsibility that they paid almost 80 million euros a year?
Estoy listo para este desafío. Soy muy consciente de la historia de este club y de los increíbles jugadores que han llevado esta camiseta.
Hey, sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie. Gotta give it to him. The next big one of the news in the story, or in the wire, is Barcelona sent an official bid for Julian Alvarez. Now, let me tell you, a front line of Anthony Gordon, Julian Alvarez, and Lamine Yamal would be it would compete with PSG. It'd be that good. It'd be that good. Guys, I got this fucking pie just staring me in the face. I gotta take a bite of this shit. I can't just put banana cream pie in front of a man and not expect him to take one bite. Holy fuck, that's good. Okay. There's a little fat boy ASMR for you guys. So, Barcelona sent out a bid of $100 million, no add-ons, no players involved. Atletico Madrid is not happy with this, and they actually went and trolled Barcelona by writing their own "Here we go." And for those that don't follow the footy news, "Here we go" is basically the Shams tweet from Fabrizio Romano. And this was Atletico Madrid impersonating him, saying, "Here we go. We have sent a fax to FC Barcelona with our transfer offer of 4 tickets for tomorrow's Bad Bunny concert, an annual subscription to ABC, and a bag of sunflower seeds. We eagerly await the response to prepare the announce." Now that is some grade A trolling out Atletico Madrid. You guys, shout out you guys. That's all I gotta say. Shout out you guys, because here, I'm actually, fuck it. I'm just gonna put it live. I'm just gonna put it live. We'll see if we get banned again, bitch. I swear to God, if I get another fucking email that our shit is not live because of YouTube's algorithm. Anyways, I think this is good trolling. I think it's good, grade A fun. Now I do think 5 or 6 Bad Bunny tickets might have got the job done, but Atletico Madrid, credit to them for saying, "Hey, fuck off. We're not gonna sell you our best player so you can just dominate us for the rest of the time. No, we're going to sell him to the Premier League or to PSG, so PSG or a team from the Premier League can dominate us from time to time, but at least we will have a chance against you in the La Liga." That's how they are. They are looking at it like that. You can't blame them. Can't blame them. But let's wrap up the transfer summer news with, well, no, not really news at all. It's what is Arsenal started working on planning for this summer. I need a community note on this thing. I went and watched this whole fucking YouTube video for some reason, and he doesn't talk about Arsenal once in this entire fucking thing. This is just a bunch of fucking baloney. So, but I can tell you right now, probably want another striker. Definitely want a left wing. We definitely want a right back, or at least some depth in right back. The guys going out this year, will we keep Martin Odegaard? Maybe. I'd imagine Gabriel Jesus still commands a decent penny in a second tier league and can do really well. He's also like one of our top wages on the books, so it'd be good to get him off. I think Martinelli, sounds like PSG, Bayern, a few teams have already shown interest in Martinelli himself. Trossard, I would love to keep Trossard. I really do think he's kind of that super sub type guy. When he first came onto the team from Brighton, a lot of people kind of questioned the move, and he scores. He just scores way more than you'd expect him to. But we have a lot of big opportunities here. I've selected this as my dream 3, right? Because I do want to keep. I would love to get another midfielder too. But I want to see Myles play. Right. I would love, if we're not going to have Ethan play, we need to sell him. That kid deserves to play somewhere. If we can get Krupi, back to Brinks up truck from, you want us to fucking leave. Basically, he deserves to be with us. But if my dream window is Rogers, Krupi, Alvarez, we somehow pull that off, we actually have an attack that can compete. And then hopefully we can find some random Spanish right back or center back out of nowhere that Arteta has been eyeing for the last 5 years that can fill up the gaps. As much as I would love to keep Benny White, I do think, it is it's probably his time. And but you can probably still play, and you definitely can still play in another league that's not the Prem, and maybe not as physical. And I think you do really well, but we'll see what he does with his career. But shout out Ben White. He was the star of the parade. He was yelling in Gapier, "Get your bum out," and he made Declan Rice do the rice baby chant. So shout out Ben White. We will love you if you end up getting sold off. You'll be an Arsenal legend forever. Also, new World Cup swag. I've spent so much money on World Cup swag, guys. It's not even good. It's not good. It's actually I might be a walking billboard for the World Cup this summer. But anyways, let's get into the NBA section. With Game 7. So for those that did not watch this past weekend, what were you doing? This was the most watched Game 7 Western Conference Finals, I think, of all time. The NBA is at an all-time high in audience. I think it's 11 million, almost 12 million viewers on this Game 7. You have our future face of this league in Victor Wembanyama absolutely dominated. I mean, he didn't really dominate too much in this game. He only had 22 and 7, but he just controlled the paint, altered shots all game. We'll let this play. The best thing about this shit is we get to watch. We can watch this game. We can watch a little recap. So if you didn't catch the game, well, here you go. You're gonna get a full. Here's your scores. Pause that for you guys. So 122, so a 9-point game. 123, 108, 103, 82 is a 20-point game. 127, 114, 13-point game. 118, 91, another 20-point game. And then we finished with a 111, 103. So the best series that actually kind of sucked. I'm sticking to it because it really, like, it was awesome. It was cool. And at some points in this, or what those fouls do is it slows up the momentum in the game a lot. And it makes it hard for a team like the Spurs to get going. He did still kind of try and draw a foul there. You know, I had a discussion with Ryan Kaminsky this morning on Twitter, who's one of the beat writers for the Magic, about Giannis. And it does feel, one, Sean Sweeney has a good relationship with Giannis. Two, Orlando Magic went and tweeted each team. And like I said, there you go. There was another one. Every single time that the game got kind of there, that OKC's like, maybe we got 5 minutes left, we're down 8. Anytime the game got close, big 3. I have a tendency to anytime people glaze somebody, I end up hating them, and whenever people hate somebody, I tend to glaze them. I think the hell of a game that we watched, or hell of a series that we watched, and we have a hell of a finals coming up. But I mean, the real story that kind of came out of this was actually Chet Holmgren. So for those that don't know, Chet only had 4 points. He shot the rock 2 times. He had a lot of videos of him just looking absolutely scared. And the game started with this.
Goes to the basket. Holmgren waiting. Wembanyama throws it on his head.
Absolutely yammed it on him. So he starts the game with that. Then he goes on to only make 2 shots. But this beef goes way, 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 way back. So for those that don't know, I talked about this on a previous episode. In the FIBA U19 World Cup a handful of years ago.
If you know what it means.
I'm muting that shit because you guys don't need to hear that. And I don't need to get copyrighted for it. But basically, France played USA in the finals and lost. Chet Holmgren won player of the tournament or of the game. And obviously, Wemby was really upset. And this is the reaction you get. And now, listen, Wemby, after the game, this is after Game 7. He's crying with his boys. And everybody's out here shitting all over him. I think it's fine. Like, let the guy fucking... Actually, what am I saying? We're an anti-Wemby pocket. How could... What? Like, you haven't won. You haven't won yet. What are you doing? Like, you're crying over making it to the finals? How about winning the finals, huh? No, listen, I don't really hate it that much. My team got fucking shit all over for, celebrating making the UCL. So celebrate away, Wemby. But I'm telling you what, the hate is coming. You're too good. You're too damn good. And when you're that good, I've learned when I was a fan of Steph Curry for all those years, people are just going to hate you for no goddamn reason. I'm coming for you. I'll find something. You gave me a lot of cannon fodder the other night when you tried to put a hit out on my boy. So, Mr. TikToker himself, so let's watch out. That's all I got to say. But Chet, I kind of feel bad for him because the whole discourse online was like, this guy sucks. He's never going to be anything, yada, yada, yada. I think that's a little crazy. It's a game plan, guys. Like, this was his question for him post game.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's always about us trying to win the basketball game. Us as a collective, the Thunder team.
Yeah, the fucking audio on this sucks.
That's what it's all.
Oh my god. I love when people come into my stream and tell me about their fucking bots that they can give me. I don't care about your fucking bots. Get out of here, bitch. I feel bad for Chet. He only shot the rock 2 times. He obviously wasn't the fucking game plan. So he's taking the brunt of the bullshit. I mean, this is Come on. I feel bad for Shed, though. I mean, see if we get better audio on this. This is him answering the question after post game.
You had, it's pretty clear that the Spurs are not going away. How do you approach the offseason to make sure what happened in this series
Eat protein would be my recommendation.
does not happen again?
I feel like it comes down to kind of looking at the tape, figuring out where I can improve individually, and then trusting my work through the offseason.
You had a pretty low volume of like shot attempts and three-point attempts in this series. What do you think led to that? Why do you think you didn't get a ton of shots?
Yeah.
Maybe the dude standing in front of me is 100 feet tall.
You know, I think part of it is
If he would have just actually been like, the guy in front of me is 100 feet tall, people would have laughed their ass off and nobody'd be talking about it. Or
being.
we definitely would have been talking about it, but
I mean, I also I'm gonna have to like really dive into the tape to really understand the specifics of it. But just kind of from like a raw feeling, you know, I feel like part of it was being kind of closed out heavy too, and then also you know, kind of just being a little bit out of rhythm at times. But
also the dude in front of me is an actual fucking alien. That's all he had to say. Now, where does Thunder go from here? That's the real question. I mean, Shed's gonna get 41 million next year. The OKC Thunder this is from a Twitter from called Lakeside 310. The OKC Thunder projected to be 39.1 million over the second apron next season. Just so people know, being 39.1 million over the second apron means they would have to pay a luxury tax bill of $294 million, which would bring their total bill and salaries up to 544 million or 54 million. This would rank number one as the largest luxury tax bill of all time, 294 million. I think that was the Warriors, right? And the largest total bill of all time, 554 million. This is the part where the Lakers come in and free up some space for them. So fuck that guy for then. This is the part where the Magic come and free some space for him. From what I understand, there's going to be some Isaiah Joe will be a nice little roster dump, Aaron Wiggins, and maybe even Jalen Williams, the other Jalen as he's been called. Give me all three of those motherfuckers. I'll take them happily. Well, we don't. Well, listen, our cap situation is not much fucking better, honestly. It's actually probably just as bad. So I don't think we could even get these guys. But if we can somehow pull off getting Jalen Williams, I'd be the happiest motherfucker alive, because that motherfucker can do it. You can shoot the damn rock. That's all we need. Just shooters, man. Give Paul the rock, put some wings and shooters around him, spread the ball, and let's make some damn shots. That's all we got to do. Could also see them maybe making a move on Dort. And Hartenstein's probably gone after this season. So OKC is going to be looking real different. And going back to the whole Wemby thing, right? If OG can guard Wemby really well, and the Bucks come and offer Giannis for a package of Shet, Joe, and a couple picks in the future, and then, you know, OKC has Jalen Williams or J-Dub, Shea, and Giannis as their core, that's probably going to beat the existing Spurs, especially the existing Spurs that are losing their defensive savant guy. So, I mean, I personally think OKC's going to be fine, but you're going to see a different team next year. At minimum, you're going to see Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins out, probably Jalen Williams too. Maybe some combination of Lou Dort and Hartenstein. Who knows? I mean, OKC fans, if you're around, if you see this comment, let me know. Tell me I'm a fucking idiot. If I am being an idiot, or if maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe Lakeside at 310 is onto something. Anyways, let's get into let's get into our preview for the for the finals. Why can't I talk today, guys? Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? This game one of the finals starts tomorrow. Bad news for me. I thought it was today. It is not. I'm gonna let this run. For those that don't know, there's a lot of like historic similarities here. Obviously I mentioned it earlier, but 27 years since the last time they met, and it was Tim Duncan's second year And obviously the Spurs went on to win the finals that year, and the dynasty was created. Tim Duncan won 5 championships, and so on and so forth. And so the Spurs are obviously hoping that history repeats itself, and the Knicks are hoping that the opposite happens, that this is now their start to their dynasty. What I don't see people talking about a lot for some reason, maybe ESPN's dropping the ball here, but this is a rematch of our championship cup. So the NBA Cup was this season. The New York Knicks beat the San Antonio Spurs to win the NBA Cup. It's crazy that even Wemby, like just like 6 months ago, looks like significantly younger than he does right now. It's crazy. The dude's like growing by the day. But I mean, these two teams have been going at it for the last 2 or 3 years since Wemby came in the league. It's almost like they've been destined for each other. And if you look at the NBA Cup, you know, it was a pretty good microcosm for what the finals ended up, or what the conference finals ended up being, minus Orlando Magic. But the Magic, in my opinion, really, if Franz doesn't get hurt, they really easily could have been that 4th spot too. And so I do hope that in these coming years, the NBA Cup starts to pick up more steam and more, like, this was really exciting early in the season. You know, they got good numbers off of it. And I think on top of that, I love what they're doing with the NBA draft lottery. I love how they're trying to take care of tanking. I would love if they took it one step further and we added NBA Cup qualifications into seeding. So basically, if you were top 10 in your conference the previous season, you can then play in the NBA Cup the following season. I think that will help the teams be motivated at the end of the season to win games when otherwise they're not. So I understand finding people is also a good strategy, and maybe that's the way that we solve this. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the preview. So these two teams, they've faced off multiple times in the last couple years. Obviously, you have to play each other, but each one of these games has ended in some type of crazy, cool fashion. The Spurs, a young, athletic, switch everything defense, elite transition. Sean Sweeney, Victor Wembanyama, your Western Conference Finals MVP, is probably the best two-way player in the league right now, maybe in the planet, maybe ever. Like, if he can stay healthy, like, Jesus Christ, fucking, why did I pick that we're an anti-Wemby pod? So obviously you see here the Knicks won this fucking game. So the Knicks won the NBA Cup final there, and then this game was okay. This was December 25th, 2024. So this is 2 years ago. Came down to the wire as well. Let it play. Man, Chris Paul just missed out on a ring. Really did. Or I guess I'm not trying to say that they're guaranteed a ring. Wow. Got a rebound. Oh, they got better rebounds since then. So this game went to OT. Here you go. Give you that. So really the Spurs, I mean, the Knicks have had the Spurs number for the last couple years, guys. That's a big one. But the other, the big storylines going into this, you know, obviously Brunson has been cooking everybody in the East. Like, are the Spurs going to be able to guard Brunson? Like, that is... Sorry, I can't watch these games and give analysis at the same time. Are the Spurs going to be able to guard Brunson? That's the main thing. Because this guy, Brunson, has been absolutely fucking electric this entire playoffs. So, also, the Knicks are just on a heater. 11 straight wins going into the finals. I've read that no team has ever come in that hot and not won the finals. So, like, the tea leaves are the writings on the wall for the Knicks. This should be them getting it done. I also wanted to bring up, you know, how are we going to guard Wemby? I'm not going to say we because I'm not part of the Knicks organization. I'm a Magic fan. I actually hate the Knicks. How are the Knicks going to guard Wemby? Well, Caitlin Cooper, C2_Cooper, had a nice little, since Wemby was drafted, there are 20 players who have defended him for at least 100 half-court possessions. The player who has tallied the fewest player points per 100 matchups against his primary assignment is OG Anunoby. So, this is going to be a bit of a fucking matchup. You have OG, who's obviously guarded this man very well, and then you have this man who has absolutely made people look like school children. I mean, this is why, look at that block. I mean, of course Chet's fucking scared and hasn't made a shot attempt. He's gonna just fucking fly swat it every time he gets up there. But no, this kicks off tomorrow, guys. This will be a hell of a fucking series. The NBA got exactly what they wanted with this. They have the biggest market with the biggest name. This is gonna be their version of Toronto versus LA in the World Series. You're gonna have a bunch of French people staying up late for the games. It'd be nice if we somehow were able to, I don't know if they had like a Sunday afternoon finals game. I don't know if that's what's the final schedule look like. Let's see. With times, give me some times. Come on. Oh my goodness gracious. Guys, well, I don't want to run your ads on my show if I'm saying stuff that you don't want me to say. Nope, they're all at 7:30. So, they're not going to do a day game, but it would be nice if they did somehow. But this will be probably the most watched finals since Steph Curry, LeBron. So, I'm going to take a bite of my banana cream pie again. Can't put banana pie in front of me. Oh, have me take a bite of it. Sorry. Now I got cream on my fucking mouse. God damn it. This is why we don't do this. Anyways, enough about the NBA. Let's get into some NFL talk. We got some fun stories that hit the wire. Just kidding. We're still in NBA talk. I'm all over the place today, guys. This is why I can't have pie in front of me while I'm doing my fucking show. I'm going to get distracted. Fat kids cannot have pie in front of them while they're trying to fucking talk. Especially pie that's that goddamn delicious. Holy shit. So, Aspiration co-founder Joe Sandberg has just been sentenced for 14 years in federal prison following a DOJ investigation that started with two whistleblowers from inside the carbon credits company / Clippers team sponsor. For those that don't remember, Pablo Torre did a broker report not too long ago where he basically found that this company was committing fraud and they had hired Kawhi Leonard to do a marketing gig that he didn't even show up for. And there's this whole thing that everybody's trying to paint Kawhi Leonard as this guy and the Clippers as this organization that were paying people under the bus to get underneath the salary cap. And, well, what ended up happening was, I think it was something a little bit different. Well, what happened was, I think this guy, Joe Sandberg, defrauded a bunch of people, upwards of $250 million worth of defraud. I think, was it $248 million between 2020 and 2025. Classic case of he inflated Aspiration's revenue by booking fake money from companies he secretly controlled. He created false bank statements and even fake audit committee letter claiming the company had $250 million in cash. They actually had less than $1 million. He used his own stock as collateral to fraudulently pull loans. So when everybody was trying to shit all over Kawhi, this was just a classic case of white collar fraud, and Kawhi probably had no clue what the hell was going on. He just got offered $20 million to go stand in front of a tree. He said, I'm down. And when that tree ended up not being there to stand in front of, what's he supposed to fucking do? Like, it's not every investment goes well. Not every marketing deal goes through, and not every product launches. Like, sure, you got paid a lot, but it's not him to do the due diligence post. I mean, sure, you could argue that maybe he should be a bit more cautious about who he works with, but this ended up being, thankfully, a non-story for the Clippers. I would hope that no team in the NBA is just paying people under the books and just trying to keep the parity laws in place, because otherwise, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what's the point of having a collective bargaining agreement with rev share and shit? So thank God this wasn't what Pablo Torre thought originally, which was he was making some wild accusations that the Clippers are basically paying Kawhi under the table. So next topic. Stephen Curry, I'll let him do the talking for you.
It's set. This is bigger than a shoe deal, bigger than the signature series. This is the partnership of a lifetime. The future of Curry brand will be powered by a company truly rooted in sports and innovation. A partner dedicated to creating quality products with sneakers that I believe in that will continue to deliver at the highest level. The future of Curry brand is with Li-Ning. And it starts with Mr. Li-Ning himself, an athlete founder who's built one of the world's most premium sportswear brands over the last 35 years. Together, we will continue the Curry brand mission with stories, platforms, and products that will inspire the next generation around the globe. And change the game for good.
Hell yeah. That's all I gotta say. Shout out Steph Curry. I mean, y'all know me. I love Steph Curry. But this is a huge deal in this sneaker world. I mean, Nike, this is like dropping the ball round 2 on Steph. Now, I don't know if Nike was even in the running for it, but for those that don't know, Steph's Under Armour contract last year expired, and he had spent the whole season playing in different people's shoes, whether it be LeBron or Booker or whoever he was playing against. He would typically play in their shoes. Almost probably the most sought after free agent on the shoe market that there was at the time, probably that there is, or not anymore, obviously. But this deal is huge. I mean, for a lot of people that, you know, if you live on the East Coast, you probably never heard of Li-Ning. Like, it's, you know, it's obviously an innovative shoe brand that brings a lot of different ideas to the table. You go to their website, you clearly learn that right away. They have this concept of how they support the shoe and how they support their Li-Ning tech. So they have the Super Boom capsule, the G Boom, Extreme Boom Fiber. They love the word boom, let me tell you. Super Boom. I don't know why I love that word boom, but I think it's a great move for Steph. Look, Steph is obviously a global icon in the same way that Jordan was to some extent. Same with LeBron. And now what you're doing is you're basically, you already had the U.S. market. Well, to be honest, the U.S. market kind of shit all over you for no good reason. And so now you're going to be dominating the global market. You have access to China. It's hard to manufacture in China without, you know, really deep ties to the government. So you get access to that huge market. Obviously, they've done other great things. They're giving him full brand control over the Curry brand, which is a pretty big step given that he wants to expand into lifestyle and golf. And I mean, I watched that Bryson DeChambeau video that he did, and I bought every single one of Steph's golf line. It's fucking sick. And then he broke up the partnership with Under Armour like 2 weeks later. I was like, what the fuck? All right. I mean, they're cool shirts, I guess. But I mean, the timing of it's gonna, I think it'll do really well because they're giving him a lot of autonomy. They're allowing him to sign his own athletes, from what I understand. Dwayne Wade's already partnered with the brand. So I think in the same way that a lot of athletes followed Steph through his camps and whatnot into the Under Armour brand, I'd imagine they're going to do the same thing here. So I'm excited to see what it turns out. You know, obviously there's some controversy with it all, just being a Chinese-based manufacturer, but, you know, hate to break it to you guys, all your fucking shoes come from China and Malaysia, all this shit. So it's really not that fucking different. You're just actually getting it from the source instead of acting like an American company that made it here. It's like the whole fucking Dave Chappelle joke. Like, what do you want your Nikes to be $5,000? Like, no. Like, everybody's shoes are coming from China and Malaysia and India, guys. It's not any different. So if you're really going to make some geopolitical bullshit about Steph partnering with a Chinese company, we don't do politics here, but you know what I'm going to say about that. Under Armour, I mean, where does Under Armour go from there? I don't fucking know. Curry was like literally the only thing they had left going for them. So I'd imagine they get relegated to Ross. I think they're probably already at Ross. For my non-American fans, Ross is just like a discount store. And listen, I love Ross. My lady loves Ross. Ross is, you dress for less. It's great. But it is a relegation zone for all things fashion. So anyways, now let's get into some football talk. The Kroenke family has done it again. I talked about it at the beginning of the show, and I'm talking about it now. Myles Garrett today, and by today I mean yesterday, was traded to the LA Rams. The Kroenke family, for those that don't know, own Walmart, but they also own Arsenal. So that's what the jokes I'm making. They also own Colorado Avalanche, the Nuggets. They own a bunch of teams. Arsenal just won the Premier League. Kroenke was out, doing all these interviews saying, this is just scratching the surface. They fly back. I mean, I'm sure he's not managing the team. He's got people that are doing this, but I like to think in my mind, he flies back, he hops on the phone. He's like, all right, get Myles Garrett out here. So Myles Garrett, the trade of the offseason so far, I would say, the actual trade works out to be Myles Garrett from Cleveland in exchange for getting the young edge rusher Jared Verse, who, to be fair, he was the former defensive rookie of the year, and he's an all-pro level pass rusher. So it's not like they're getting nothing back. They're also getting a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, a 2029 third-round pick, which they could only hope turns into someone like Myles Garrett, who eventually has to leave 4 or 5 years from now. Now, Garrett is 30 years old. He's a 5-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, there's the amount of YouTube. If you haven't watched YouTube videos of Myles Garrett, go watch them because this guy is a beast, absolute beast. But, you know, Les Snead doing what Les Snead does, man. They got 2 or 3 years left with Matty Staff. Why not? Why not? And then, of course, out of this, look at what we're getting. We got Aaron Donald. Out of nowhere, a little quick workout session. AD99 hashtag ready. What? So can they even do that? Can he come out of retirement? And then we got Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald on the same fucking line. Is that like Brock Purdy's fucking head's gonna explode at one point? Like, what do we do? And then on the Pat McAfee show today, we had this. Pat called Myles Garrett.
Okay, I reach out to Aaron Donald, and I would like to say,
Sorry,
according
Aaron
to
Donald.
source, says it for sure got me thinking. Okay. Me and Aaron Donald don't text on a regular basis. I'm not acting like me and Aaron Donald are like best friends. Okay, we all saw him push me off a seat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pittsburgh, we know that.
Pittsburgh guys.
Now he did grow up Penn Hills, which is directly next to Plum. Obviously, I know Aaron Donald. Have massive respect for Aaron Donald, but this would be not a normal conversation for me just to be texting Aaron Donald. Would that be cool to be able to just text Aaron Donald? Would like to say yes. That would be a very cool thing. Would be pumped about. Yeah. So that's Aaron Donald. Okay. So we know each other obviously. It for sure got me thinking. I said, "Holy shit! Can I say that?" Okay, that's what I respond with, okay? And then he responds with 35, removed 2 years ago, got to see if that fire can light back up. And then we show clips of him doing it, and I tell him, I say, "You're from Penn Hills, brother. Fire is always in there." And then I say, "Go get the knives back out." Okay, and then there was a laughing response. If Aaron Donald comes out.
This motherfucker's coming out of retirement. God damn it. Right when the Bears start getting good, now we got Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the same fucking defensive line. Like, this is for sure going to happen. Are you kidding me? But nobody responds like that if they're not actually going to fucking do this shit. So, NFL, watch out. NFC West, watch out. I'll say that much. You know, thank God Kyler Murray got out of there. They might have actually fucking murdered that little man. Anyways, let's get into the next segment. Apparently, fuck it, I'll say it. Apparently, sucking dick for sources works. AJ Brown has been traded to the New England Patriots. And for those that don't understand the joke I'm making, and we're talking about Diana Rosidi, was talking about this story for years. And obviously there's a little scandal where Diana Rosidi and the head coach of the New England Patriots seem to be having a little sting-a-ding, do whatever you want to call it. And then here we go. We got AJ Brown going to, oh man, I just did the Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. We got AJ Brown going to the New England Patriots, which, to be honest, it seems like a win-win for both teams when you like really pull back the curtain. Obviously, coming off of a Super Bowl appearance for the New England Patriots, Drake May played out of his mind. He had I think he might have led the league in pass completion percentage, or damn near it, if not. They released Stephon Diggs in the offseason, and so they basically replaced Stephon Diggs with a much more championship level X on the wide receiver line. And so you have a guy that, you know, just throw the ball up to or throw the ball in the flat on any of these tight 2-3 yard pickups to score a touchdown. I mean, it's a perfect synergy. Plus, the Eagles had to get him off the books by June 1st. By trading him after June 1st, the Eagles avoided massive 1-year dead money hits. I think that dead money hits total is out to 43.36. That's $43 million. 2026 was 16 million. So they only save roughly 7 million cap this year compared to trading him before June 1st. But they obviously saved the big cash savings and taking his 29 million off the books. And trading him earlier would have dumped almost an entire 43 million. But, you know, I'd imagine that there's some level of the Patriots side only wanting to take on so much. So they really only going to have about a $7 million cap hit because a lot of that 29 million was paid in the bonus for Brown. So, I mean, it's a big win for the Patriots, and it's a big win for the Patriots, a big loss for reporting integrity everywhere. Because your boy apparently is going to start sucking some dick to get some sources around here. I'm just kidding. I don't care about sources. I'll report on what they report on. I'm happy enough doing that. I don't need to be the first guy to tweet that shit. That seems stressful. Way too stressful for me, and I don't got it in me. I don't got it in me. Anyways, I hate these people. I hate these people that try and be like, hey, my headphones broke. Will you talk to me on chat instead? No. You're not going to watch a show with your headphones broken. Nobody does that. Don't watch. Go do something else. So no, I won't. You can at me all you want. I'm not going to respond to you or respond to you on the chat in my channel. Like I'm on my feed, but I'm not going to respond to you in chat. You can kiss my ass. Anyways, next topic. Let's kick it over to the front page. Oh, we still have a couple more funny AJ Brown things. He tweeted a AI image of himself earlier, though. Listen, these day and age in the content game is tough. AI is everywhere. There's nothing you can do about it. Anyways, let's get into the front page with the first story of the day. Is an engineer in China has built a AI laser defense system that wipes out every mosquito in his home. A guy tired of mosquitoes. Well, I'll show you what his thing does. I think it's right here.
After 4 months of work, I finally achieved the feat of using an artillery cannon to swat mosquitoes. By leveraging computer vision and deep learning, I trained a suitable model to detect and lock
I feel like I might be getting AI'd right now.
Making the visual acquisition equipment critically important. After testing various image capture devices, I found that a DSLR camera paired with a high magnification zoom lens was the most suitable option. I collected a large data set of mosquito images for model training, which inevitably resulted in countless mosquito bites all over my body. Once data collection was complete, came the long and tedious task of annotation. 2,000 years later, the annotation was finished. I then began training the model using deep learning.
Okay, I'm starting to believe this is fucking fake. There's no way this is real.
The sound of the cooling fans really put my graphics card through its paces. The overall detection performance of the model turned out to be quite good. We used a laser cannon to eliminate the mosquitoes. By adjusting the laser's output power, we could instantly turn mosquitoes into roasted ones. A high-precision industrial rotary stage served as the gimbal for the cannon. After completing the code development, I first ran simulations detected automatically cut the world test. After a night's effort,
the video just seems so fake. But let me tell you, if this guy launched this product in Florida, I would give him thousands of dollars. He'd be a billionaire overnight. There's so many dang mosquitoes in Florida. It's unfreaking believable. Anyways, let's get into our next story. Oh shit, that's the wrong button. You're gonna get a full screen of me. Just kidding. Love Island Season 2 premieres tonight, and I will let the Love Island lady explain what is going on, and if you don't watch this show, what is wrong with you?
And welcome to the Love Island USA Villa. Before the season gets underway, I'd like to review some of the features thoughtfully designed for maximum romantic impact.
All right, before we get into this video, let me explain to you guys what my best guilty pleasure in my life is, and it's this show called Love Island. Now, fellas, you probably heard your lady friend talking about this show. Probably heard her friends talking about the show. You probably heard her talking about how there's like a premiere at some bar, and you walk by that bar and there's like 100 women in there all watching this show. Well, I'm here to tell you that show, there's a reason for that. It's one of the best fucking shows in the world. And it started in the UK, and I encourage you, if you got no time if you have all the time in the world on your hands, go watch some previous episodes or some previous seasons, because there's like 40 hour-long episodes each season. But I encourage you to sit down with your lady friend and watch this show. It is the most mindless, amazing reality television that you could ever ask for. So we'll give the host 2 minutes, a little preview. The show launches, the new season launches tonight. But listen, it's the most important cultural event of the summer. It really is. That's not named the World Cup, right? So expect hot people, zero personality, and more strategic alliances than Game of Thrones. If you're not watching, you're simply just not paying attention. That's what I wrote in my little runner show, and that's what we're going with.
The kitchen is stocked with premium coffee and, of course, plenty of piping hot tea. For maximum clarity, all poolside conversations will be captured from a minimum of 5 flattering angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back by popular demand, the girls' dressing room holds the capacity for every last outfit essential, but not the infrastructure to keep a secret. Looking for new ways to heighten your chance for romance?
All right, it's a pretty boring video, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and watch the whole thing. If you want, you can go to the Twitter. But Love Island premieres tonight. Now, I will say, apparently, you know, there's last season, it got very toxic on the interwebs. There were some people that got canceled. There was this girl that basically was towards the end, almost probably would have made it to the final, but then they found some like video where she was like making some joke, and then she got her ass canceled. And then there was some other girl earlier in the season that got canceled and sent home. And apparently they've already sent home 2 people this season that have found some racist shit or whatever. Like, you really can't say anything. Even like, guys, there's no way I could. I'm not saying that I say racist shit, but the jokes that I make, there's no way I could ever be on a show like this. Now, listen, I love my girl. I wouldn't want to go on this show in the first place, but they're pretty strict with this shit. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I will say. Now, apparently there's a paraplegic girl on the show this year, which, you know, very inclusive. Nice of them to do. First, my fucked up brain, first thing I said is, what is her name? Eileen? If she comes in and her name is actually Eileen, I will fucking lose my shit. I promise you. I will absolutely lose my shit. But, you know, it's an old joke where I had a friend that used to hook up with a girl that... Anyways, I'm not going to go there. We're not going to go... But Love Island season... Was it season fucking 7? 3, 2? Fucking, I don't know. It's the new season's coming tonight. I really encourage you guys to follow along, at least until the World Cup starts. Then I probably won't be as much involved, but we're going to do some segments on the show. I'll recap it. I think Zoe, my lady, we were talking about maybe doing some pre-recorded recaps that we could air on the show. So maybe we get those going sometime soon. But yeah, really excited for Love Island season. I don't remember what season it is. I keep forgetting, but 8 straight weeks of drama. Buckle up and, you know, have a little fun, something for you to watch with your lady friend. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Anthropic filed their IPO with SEC yesterday. They did it confidentially, which because nothing says we're responsible for building the future and you can trust us by let's file something very confidentially. No, I mean, Anthropic is, look at these numbers, guys. They are in this. You know, don't get me wrong. I was very fortunate to be involved in one of the fastest growing startups of all time. And even Anthropic is faster than what we were able to fucking do. Look at this. $10 million 2022. 10x it to 100 mil. 10x it again to $1 billion. Basically 10x it again to 10 billion. And now they're projecting to 5x that to 50 billion. I mean, these guys are absolutely crushing it. Former OpenAI engineers. And let me tell you, if you haven't used Claude, you need to get on that shit. It can, everything you're looking at on this show, not everything, because I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Not everything, because we do hire animators on the show and editors and things like that. But the tickers at the bottom, the live button, the fucking real time. Oh shit, we missed 420. Whatever. The real time, everything you see, this transitions, all that shit. I built a lot of that with Claude. So if you haven't had an opportunity to play around with what Claude Code can do, please, like, take your time and fucking do it. Anyways, we got 2 more topics to get through. Speaking of billionaires wasting a bunch of money, we got Blue Origin. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin had what's considered a rapid unscheduled disassembly.
Blue Origin has suffered what may be the most serious setback in its history after a New Glenn rocket was destroyed during a static fire test at Launch Complex 36 in Cape Canaveral, Florida. The explosion occurred Thursday evening as the company prepared the vehicle for its 4th mission, which was set to mark New Glenn's first launch of Amazon's LEO internet satellites. The anomaly destroyed the rocket, severely damaged launch infrastructure, and immediately raised questions about the schedule of several high-profile lunar missions. The incident occurred during New Glenn's static fire test.
Yeah, we heard that part. There's some videos of this shit from, like, because it happened in Florida. I mean, look at it, dude. I'd be freaking out. I'd be like, we're under attack. They found a way through. Like, we said the wrong thing to the wrong Iranian guy, and they found the way. We don't do politics on this show. We're not doing politics. We're not doing politics. But listen, if I saw that outside my fucking window, I would not be recording. Damn. That's crazy. I think, is that from the explosion? That noise?
Sam?
I don't even know. You never really know in Florida because it could be storming. That could just be regular old fucking thunder. But holy shit. What are we doing? What I want to know is, how does this impact a teacher in Queens? That's what I would want to know. That's what I want to know. Anyways, let's wrap up the show with, like I said, we are Taylor Swift podcast, and we support all Swifties, all shapes and sizes. So for those that don't know, Taylor Swift revealed an original country song for Toy Story 5. That's all I really have to say about it. There's no song out yet. It comes out Friday. It's called I Knew It, I Knew You. And we're basically one existential crisis from Woody being left on the shelf and writing his own banger about how Taylor Swift left him behind when she went to college or something. I don't know. But hey, I'm a Pixar guy. We love Tay-Tay on this podcast. And, I'm excited to see what this actually turns out to, because, obviously Taylor and Disney have been close. I think Disney did her entire Eras Tour documentary. And now I think this is probably some type of package deal where, now they're coming to having her as, I'd imagine, be a main character in Toy Story 5. That'd be cool. Maybe not. She's got a really great voice, so I'd assume they would, but it could also just be, man, this really comes out June 19th. That's pretty close. But anyways, Tay-Tay back in the news as always. And, she had, her fans are, how do I say this politely? Her fans are sleuths. And let me tell you, I knew about this announcement like 3 days before it was coming out because of the TikTok sleuths. Because my girlfriend was like, look at this. Look, shit, there's this time and at this date on this also equals 13. If you type Taylor Swift on TikTok, like a bunch of clouds come up. And basically, I had this all figured out. We had this all figured out before it was even announced. So shout out to Tay-Tay fans, the Swifties. You guys, you can't get nothing by you. You really can't. You can't really. Anyways, that's our show, everybody. Let's hold on. Let me get to, fuck it. You guys can see a new scene here. That is our show. I appreciate everyone coming out. This is a new scene. We got new scenes on the docket. Marcus is working on a cool new World Cup thing. We got World Cup swag. We got the summer is gonna be kicking off, guys. We got the World Cup 2026. Not less than a week. 9 days away. We'll be streaming every day during the group stages. Then we'll go back to twice a week once we end the group stages. But we'll be covering every game, recapping every game, previewing every game. And we'll be having a lot of fun. We'll be out in the streets of Dallas, Toronto, Boston, New York, Atlanta, Miami. You name it, we'll be going there. I got another person in my chat telling me about their headphones broken. I don't care. Anyways, I appreciate the time, everybody. Thank you for coming out. We got a great summer coming up, so hope to see you guys out there. Peace.
Shit. Came a long way from school, bitch. We them niggas been banging and walking with full clips. Pocket filled with them blue strips. All I hang with the solid, can't fuck with no loose lips. If he ran, cut him loose quick. If a fuck nigga try, bet his ass make the news quick. Hit his ass with these blue tips. But these niggas won't shoot shit. Cause these peons ain't stepping how my niggas stepping. Walk them down, but that teach them a